All right, what is going on, everybody? Today we are going to talk about the game ones that were played last night in the conference semifinals, the huge upsets by the underdogs defeating the favorites in both series. We're going to talk about the Knicks versus Boston, the Nuggets versus the Thunder, and we're going to talk about Pacers Cavaliers because I promised you guys yesterday I would talk about it. I didn't get to it. We'll get to it today. An amazing night of basketball. If you like what I have to say, like the video. If you have an opinion, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. What can I say, man? This was one of the best nights of basketball, like in a while. Both games were crazy. Both games from last night were crazy, and obviously Pacers Cavs was crazy. Um, just to talk about a little bit not a little bit. We're gonna dive right into it. What am I saying? A little bit, just to talk about this in full. Knicks versus Boston. The Knicks beat the reigning champion Boston Celtics 108 to Boston's 105. Really impressive stuff from the Knicks. The Celtics had a lot going on this game. There was a lot of drama going on this game. They had two people go out with injuries in separate quarters. Their starting center, Kristaps Porzingis, went out with he only played 13 minutes. What was described as a respiratory illness. He has been dealing with it since the end of the regular season. They had found a remedy for it. He had been playing. Obviously, he had played the first round of the playoffs, and now in the second round, he he had to step away from the game. Um, in this game, went back to the locker room, and he did not return. He just didn't return. He was a big part of what this Knicks team, what this Boston team needs to do against the Knicks, and he just wasn't there. And then they had one of their key bench pieces, Sam Hauser, go out in the third quarter. He only played 4 minutes, took two shot attempts. He had an ankle slash knee injury on a closeout on the Knicks OG Anunoby. So uh, the the Celtics are running pretty thin, off the cuff. Just like it wasn't something like, oh, we knew these guys were injured. They literally got injured or had an illness and left the game. So they were very short manned. They did not have a lot of guys in the playoffs. You do shorten your rotation, but you really you go from three guys you think or two guys you think are going to play significant minutes, Kristaps Porzingis and Sam Hauser, in this series. To will they play the rest of the series? If that's the case, you only have three guys off the bench that you really trust. That would be Al Horford, Luke Cornett, and Peyton Pritchard. And this might be to the Knicks' advantage. The Knicks, in this game, had to use a lot of their bench because a lot of their guys were in foul trouble. Let's see here. Karl-Anthony Towns in foul trouble early. Three fouls in the first half. Ended the game with five fouls. Jalen Brunson was in foul trouble. Ended the game with four fouls. Josh Hart didn't get really in foul trouble towards the end until the end of the game. Ended the game with four personal fouls. Um, if this is the case, and Kristaps and Sam aren't going to play for the Boston Celtics for like maybe the next let's project here the next 2-3 games, then the Knicks might be able to really come out here and steal another game in Boston. Because once a team does it once, they're likely to do it again. And the other thing, and we can jump into the Celtics right now, talk about them first. Um, they really they looked bad. They looked really bad. Jalen Brown 23, only made one three. I think that was towards the end of the game. 7 for 20. Jason Tatum 23 points. Um, 7 for 23, took 15 3-pointers, only made four of them. 16 rebounds, which is really good. 6 assists, two steals, one block, five turnovers for JT. Um, a really docile and boring game for Jason. Um, as a guy who has been on a tear the whole season, um, who's had a different sort of energy to him, this game he just kind of just he was invisible. He was a ghost. He had some moments where it was like, okay, there's Jason, okay, and then he wouldn't keep the momentum going. And to the Knicks' credit, you have a guy like OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, who I was very big on in this series, and I said they were going to have to play big. They were going to have big moments, and both of them did have big moments in this first game. Um, they really, not just those two guys, but the whole team made Jason and Jalen work. Jalen Brown for the Boston Celtics, um, and they forced this Boston Celtics team into a 3-point shooting team. Even though that's what the Boston Celtics have been doing, it's different when you're forced to shoot threes, when you're forced to have to play catch up, versus playing the game you already know how to play. Um, it's sort of trial under fire. Like, you need I need to make these threes. It's not just a part of our system. It's like do or die now. And the Celtics are very familiar with that scenario, but this team is a little different than last year's team because they rely so much on the 3-point shot. And when you have a guy like let's see here, Derek White, who takes 16 3-pointers, only makes 5 of them, I get a bit concerned. Drew Holiday, coming back from injury, it was a left or right calf. It was a calf injury. 2 of 7, 7 of 14. He does not look right. He has no lift. He has no jump on his 3-point shot or any shot for that matter. He did look very good defensively. He had a couple really, really important boards where the Celtics did not capitalize on Drew really getting in there and getting the rebound. But he just didn't look right offensively. And the problem that's gonna occur here for the Celtics, again, if Sam and Kristaps can't play, is if you have to tweak this lineup between game 2, game 3, what does that look like? What does that look like? Because you try to start Al Horford, and Al Horford did play big minutes for the Celtics when Kristaps went down. He played 34 minutes, only made 1 3-pointer, took 5 of them, 7 rebounds, 7 points, 1 block. Uh, Cat was trying his best. Carl Towns for the Knicks was trying his best against Al Horford, and Al Horford did play some really good defense. But I don't think Al Horford's stopping Cat if he gets hot. If Cat gets hot and he gets burning, he gets boiling, Al Horford isn't stopping him. Lou Cornette isn't stopping him. Nobody's stopping him. Um, it's gonna be a bad look because if you don't want Drew to start, right, you take Drew out of the starting lineup. Kristaps isn't in the starting lineup, so that's 2 spots you have to fill in, right? What are you gonna start, Al and Peyton Pritchard? And then you're gonna have to play one of these guys that got DMPs last night. You're gonna have to play like a Xavier Tillman. You're gonna have to play a Torrey Craig. You're gonna have to play a Nez Cater here. You're gonna have to play some of these guys, and some of these guys haven't played in forever, and they don't really fit the system. I mean, the only one that really fits the system is Torrey Craig, but Torrey Craig is so streaky. He is so um, he's just so I don't know. I I I don't like him in this matchup against the Knicks. Because like as much as like the Celtics were trying to like stop Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and let's see who else is here. Miles McBride. Um, they couldn't. For the Knicks, these are the stats. Mikal Bridges 8 points, um, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks, only 2 personal fouls, 1 turnover. Did not shoot the best. Only took 13 shots though. As you can see, the picture in front of you is Mikal Bridges throwing the game ball in the air after he stole it from Jalen Brown. Um, right at the end of the game, it was the last second heave for the Celtics, and they didn't even get the heave off. Uh, Mikal Bridges just ripped the ball out of Jalen Brown's hands, and they won the game. That's how they won the game. OG Anunoby 29. I said OG Anunoby's gonna have to be big this series. We know he can get it done defensively. He needs to get it done offensively, and that was the difference in this game. Was the 29 points, the 13, not the 13, the 3 assists, the 4 rebounds, the 11 3 pointers taken, the 6 made, 10 split his shots overall, 10 of 20, but he was taking them, and the Celtics were actually like closing out on him. Like they were really trying to stop him at some point, and he was left wide open sometimes because Cat and Jalen Brunson just command all this attention. They would kick it out to OG. They would kick it out to um, Mikal Bridges, who only made two 3 pointers, but those two were really big. Um, Jalen Brunson, 29 points, some really clutch shots down the stretch. Really made the Celtics work. 9 of 23, did not shoot the best, but made the shots that mattered. Josh Hart for the Knicks, 14 points, 11 rebounds. He had some really good rebounds. Him and Drew Holiday, the two guards that play big, had some great rebounds um, for their respective teams. 3 assists, 2 steals for Josh Hart off the bench because of the foul trouble. Um, New York Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau had to dip into his bench a little bit at the center spot, had to play some Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson just can't play this series. Um, I have never been the biggest Mitchell Robinson fan. I think he's just so. It, Knicks fans have been saying this for years that like, wait till Mitchell Robinson gets back. Wait till Mitchell Robinson doesn't make a goddamn difference to me. If my team is relying on Mitchell Robinson, a guy who can't make a free throw, a guy who can't shoot a three, a guy who is just run, jump, dunk, and rebound. What do I need you out there for? He played 21 minutes only because he had to. 3 of 10 overall from free throw, 3 points, 7 rebounds. Yuck. Um, he had they had to play Precious Achua, who hadn't played in a while. 0 points, 2 rebounds. That's it. Campaign checked in for a little bit, 0 points, and Miles McBride was very big for the Knicks when Jalen Brunson got in foul trouble. He gave him 11 points, which is very good. 3 of 6 from three, 4 of 8 overall from field goal. Really good stuff. Um, this is going to be a battle of attrition. It really is. Because I think what the Celtics did, getting their the Knicks 2 stars in foul trouble early, was smart. I think that was so smart. Um, they had a 20 point lead at some point. I believe, right? They definitely did. They said that on the 20 point lead. And they blew it. They blew a 20 point lead. Um, the largest lead for the Knicks was 6, so that puts things in perspective there. But the biggest complaint I've been seeing, and I didn't really have in the moment, but thinking back on it, was Jason Tatum really not remembering that he's like 6'8", 6'9", and he didn't post up he didn't post up anybody when he should have been posting up Jalen Brunson. You know, when you get these switches, when you get these assignments or these switches, you need to make him pay, and Jason just didn't make him pay. Jalen Brown, Finals MVP, gave you a stinker. He's prone to these stinkers. He's been stinky all season, low key. If I pull up his game logs here, he's had some pretty stinky games here. Um, yeah, there's some 8 points, um, 8 points. Oh, that's in the All Star game. Why do they have that there? 12 points. Yeah, he's prone to these games. He's gonna have games where he has like 35, 40, 29. Um, what is it more recent one? 36. He's gonna have games like that, and then he's gonna have games where he has like 6 points. So yeah, that's it for that game, man. I said this is gonna go 6 or 7. Did I say that? I think I said 5 or 6. Whatever I said, it's not gonna be a sweep for anybody. This is gonna be a tough matchup. So that is the what matchup is this? This is the 3-2 matchup. Yeah. So pretty much expected that. Shifting gears to the other late night game that was a dogfight. Denver Nuggets versus Oklahoma City. The Denver Nuggets got the win, 121 to Oklahoma City's 119. The battle of the championship team, the playoff battle team versus the young team. the inexperienced team, the team with a lot of energy, a lot of hustle, a lot of heart in the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the veteran Denver Nuggets. Um, this game was incredible. Um, I sort of had it on the background because it was such a back and forth battle, and it was so entertaining to watch. But it got redundant at times where the Denver Nuggets would make a run, and they make it like a 3-4 point game, and then Oklahoma City would go on a 10 point run, and they would bump the lead back up to 10, 15 points, and that was it. The back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I was like, Oklahoma might just pull this out because they might just have the most possessions. If they have the most possessions, they win the game. That's the key in there. Who has the most possessions and the most important possessions? Um, the Denver Nuggets ended up at the end of the game having the most important possessions. They really, really had some really good, good moments in there. Championship caliber moments. I'm not afraid of the moments. Um, and Oklahoma, like I said, inexperienced. They have the heart. They have the hustle. They don't know. They know how to win, but they don't know how to win at this level. Every round of the playoffs, the level of winning goes up. It has to go up. That's how you win a championship. It's a lot of luck, but it's also pushing your play that much further, squeezing everything you can get out of the orange. Everything, every single thing. Nikola Jokic knows this. If you saw any of the game last night, you saw him in the huddle. He was pleading with his guys. He was begging with his guys. We need to do better. We need to do this. We need to do that. I don't know if it worked, but they got the win. um, let's um let's talk about the winners. Let's talk about the Nuggets, man. And we'll talk about the end of the game in a moment here because it was a hell of the end of the game. Um, Aaron Gordon, the man of the night. We'll get to why in a minute. 22 points for Aaron Gordon. 22 points, 14 rebounds, two fouls. Um, 7 of 15, 3 of 6. Very steady game. Very composed game. I really liked what Aaron Gordon was giving them last night. Michael Porter Jr., I'm going to keep saying it. It's the word of the playoffs. The word of the playoffs is stinky, is stinker. Um, Michael Porter Jr. put up a stinky game. 2 points, 4 rebounds, played 24 minutes. And the young coach for the Denver Nuggets, the interim head coach, um, Coach Adelman, yanked him. Just yanked him. He said, "You're not playing in the fourth quarter. You're sitting on the bench next to me." And he sat him on the bench next to him, and Michael Porter had to watch from the sidelines. So we'll see if there's any change in the starting lineup. They don't really have a lot of wiggle room. A lot of these teams that are left, like I mentioned, the Boston Celtics earlier, the Knicks, they don't have a lot of wiggle room for their rotations. And when they do have to play some of these guys, they don't want to play these guys. There's a reason why they're not playing. Neither here nor there. Nikola Jokic, a classic Nikola Jokic game. I said this when I was previewing this game. I was like, I rather Nikola Jokic have 20 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, um, and they'll win the game. He had 42 points, 22 rebounds, and 6 assists. 5 personal fouls though, 7 turnovers. So he was in a bit of trouble um, defensively and offensively at times, getting the ball stolen. There were times during this game where I have never seen this because Nikola Jokic is so good at not telegraphing his passes. He just passes the ball and it finds the guy he needs to find. The Oklahoma City Thunder defenders would just rip the pass just right out of the air or right before it left his hands. They knew what he was trying to do, and it was sort of worrying. I was like, this is why the Oklahoma City might win this game and might win this series. They ended up not being able to do that because at the end of the game, it wasn't Nikola Jokic with the ball in his hands. It was somebody else. We'll get to that in a second. Jamal Murray, 21 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Steady game. Didn't really shoot the ball well. He was in hell for a little bit when he got switched on to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or anybody with a little bit of a handle. He was in a bit of trouble, but he showed up. So that's all I can ask for. Christian Braun, very big as well. 11 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 4 of 8 from three, or 4 of 8 overall, 1 of 4 from three. Um, really, really big stuff. I've teased it enough. Let's talk about it. The last shot, um, or I should let's back up a little bit. The end of the game, with about 50 seconds left, um, Mark Dagnall, the Oklahoma City Thunder coach, decides to start playing the foul game, which in the moment didn't look terrible. In my mind, when I was watching, I was like, that's a little early to start playing the foul game. But I understood it. What's been happening a lot in these playoffs, especially, is if the other team is up three, or if you're up three and the other team needs a three to tie you, you foul, right? So they have to go shoot the free throws. They have a guaranteed 1 point, or they have a guaranteed 1 point or two. They're not going to be able to catch up. You're still 1 point ahead, right? Three is bigger than two. Easy math. And he started doing it really early, again at the 50-second mark. And I was like, that's a bit early. He's telling his guys to foul now. That's a lot of time on the clock. I don't know if you're going to be able to get this possession back. They do the little free throw battle, and it all culminates in Chet Holmgren, the sophomore big man, ended the game, however, with 12 points, five personal fouls, two turnovers, four blocks, one steal, two assists, six rebounds. Didn't make a three last night. Chet Holmgren did not. 2 of 4 from free throw. It's important. 5 of 11. It ended with him at the free throw line. With about let me actually check the play by play here. Give you guys a really good thing here. It culminated with him at the free throw line. He misses one. The game, Oklahoma City leads the game 119 to 118. He misses the first free throw, right? Misses the second one. Oh no. I could feel a collective oh no from Oklahoma City Thunder fans as I watched that. And then Christian Brown, pardon me, for the Nuggets, doesn't necessarily rip the board down quickly. The ball sort of falls on the floor. Everybody's looking at each other. Christian Brown is the first one to jump on it. He jumps on it. You see Aaron Gordon going down the far side of the floor. Russell Westbrook going 1,000 miles per hour like he normally does on the close side of the court. If I'm standing under the basket, the left and right, Aaron Gordon's on my left. If I'm Christian Brown, on my left. Aaron Gordon's on my left. Russell Westbrook's on my right. Christian Brown throws the ball ahead to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is dribbling. He's getting to the basket. And then Aaron Gordon is right where he needs to be. 25 feet away from the basket, right? Behind the three-point line. Russell Westbrook dishes it to him. Aaron Gordon goes up right on Chet Holmgren. Shoots it. Swirls around a little. Gets to the basket. Swirls around a little bit. Drops in. The Denver Nuggets and Aaron Gordon made a three to close the game and to give them the lead in the series and for the game. And nobody had a timeout. Nobody had anything. That was the shot of the game. And man, oh man, Aaron Gordon does it again. I talked about it um, it happened, and I talked about it in the Clippers series. Aaron Gordon's been so big for this Nuggets team, and there's a lot to say about Aaron Gordon that I wanted to say in that video, and I really didn't get to it. But Aaron Gordon being the guy that he was in Orlando for so many years in Orlando, wanting him to be the guy, wanting him to be the face of the franchise, wanting him to be all these things, and he could never really do it. And then he got to Denver, and he started just being a role player, a really, really good role player. And he's become so important to this Denver Nuggets team. And you don't have to be the guy, you don't have to be the face of the franchise to make the big shot. 2014 draft, fourth pick. He was the fourth pick. And he's one of the most important role players in the league now, a decade later. Hitting big shots, not afraid of the moment. 29 years old, man. Um, really happy for Aaron Gordon. Really. He was known as just a dunker. Known as a dunker, known as a guy who never really. I don't think he ever really reached his ceiling like he should have, but he's reached the top of the mountain and he's trying to get to the top of the mountain again with the Denver Nuggets and trying to win this series because I think if the Denver Nuggets win this series, they're the odds-on favorite to me personally to win the championship. I think they can match up well with Boston. I think they match up well with the Knicks. Talk about the Pacers in a minute. They match up well with the Cavs, the Pacers. I would be a tad bit worried about the Timberwolves if they could get past them, but who knows? If you beat the best team in the Oklahoma City Thunder that's been beating ass the whole year, I'll take over anybody. I'll take over anybody. Really good game. Really good game. Let's talk about the game from a couple nights ago. When I wanted to talk about yesterday, and the video went kind of long, so I didn't talk about it. Another underdog who stole a game at the opponent's house, the Pacers, they got the W, 121 to the Cavs, 112. Um, the Pacers are on a roll, man. They're on a roll. They're on a roll. Um, I was very surprised. I'm not surprised. I was very impressed that they beat the Bucks in the fashion that they did. And a lot of people were like, oh well, the Cavs aren't the Bucks, you know. But man, this Indiana Pacers team is walking around with so much confidence and so much swagger. Um, some numbers very quickly. Pascal Siakam, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Aaron Nesmith, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Miles Turner, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals. Andrew Nemhard, 23, was on a heater, made 5 of his 6 threes for 23 points, 6 rebounds. And Tyrese Halliburton, 22 points, 13 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. Um, really good stuff. The whole team played very well. There's some guys off the bench who only one guy's in double digits, Benedict Mathurin off the bench, but some guys got some burn. They got some time. Really good stuff from the Pacers. And the Pacers just match up so surprisingly well in this series. You got Miles and Siakam at the forward spots. You got Aaron Nesmith. You got Andrew Nemhard. You got Tyrese Halliburton. Um, they match up very well. And their starting lineup for the Cleveland Cavaliers is actually disgusting. It made me upset when I saw it. You're starting Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Sam Merrill, and then Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I never want to see Max Strus and Sam Merrill start in my starting playoff lineup ever. Why not start DeAndre Hunter, Coach of the Year Kenny Atkinson? Huh? Why not start DeAndre Hunter? Why not start Ty Jerome? This is the silly stuff that I'm just like in the playoffs. Like you can never get too high on yourself because other teams will remind you how easy it is to beat you. Um, and that's exactly what the Pacers did. I don't know why they started Sam Merrill. He played 18 minutes, only made 2 threes. He took 5 of them. I I I I, I don't know how sometimes these NBA coaches think they're like, oh yeah, we'll get past these guys easy. We'll just start out these 2 guys. Who cares? We got 3 All-Stars. Who cares? You gotta take this shit seriously, man, because you just lost a game at home, the first game at home. You're the best team in the East, man. Um, but the positive thing for the Cavs was that um, Donovan Mitchell is still so good in the paint, man. He is so freaking good in the paint. Um, he really got he took 30 shots, made 13 of them, so not the best percentages. Had 33 points to end the game, but man, once he puts his mind to it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to the basket every time down." He'll just go to the basket every time down and put the ball in the bucket. Um, this is the Donovan Mitchell you pay for when you're the Cavs. You'd like to win the game, but this is the stuff you always want from Donovan. He's used to being the guy. He wants to be the guy, um, and he's played a brilliant role this year on the Cavs. That being said, for the Cavs, Evan Mobley, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 turnovers. Not the best. Took 5 threes, made 2 of them. Pretty, all right stuff. Jared Allen, 12 points, five rebounds. Could ask a little bit more. And then Max Juice and Sam Merrill, 7 points and 6 points respectively. Only made 2 threes between the both of them, or made 4 threes between the both of them, 2 each. And Ty Jerome off the bench, who probably should have started, 21 points, one made 3, 8 of 20 overall from field goal. I don't know why he didn't start him. I don't know why Coach Kenny Atkinson didn't start him. Not my business. If you want to be stupid, you can be stupid. There was some news that came out yesterday. See if I can find it here. It was news that let me see if I can find it. I don't want to say anything wrong. Let's see if I can find it. There was news that came out about 20 hours ago that there's real and I quote, there's real concern about Evan Mobley's and DeAndre Hunter's availability for tomorrow's game. That's tonight's game against the Pacers. So if both these guys don't play, or Evan Mobley's missing, or DeAndre Hunter's missing, you might as well pack the series up. You might as well pack it up, because if the Pacers win 2 games in the Rockets Mortgage Field House in Cleveland, man oh man, the Cavs might be the biggest laughing stock in the league if they lose both games at home and then only win one in Indiana, if that. Um, so yeah, I think that's it, man. This Pacers team is interesting. I don't think they have enough to win a championship, but the odds on them getting to the finals might be crazy. But it might not be a wild idea at this point. I know it's only 1 game, but again, I like the momentum so much. And Tyrese has taken his game to another level. He's, as the point guard, Tyrese is uplifting all of his guys to the next level. Um, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Really optimistic for this team. I don't know what they need. In all honesty, like, they have everything. It's just a matter of matchups, and they've been doing very well in the matchups. So that's it. That's it for now. We don't need to go off the bracket. Who plays tonight? Timberwolves and Warriors played night game 1, and then Cavs and Pacers game 2. So be watching those tonight, and there might be a video tomorrow. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.